Hello, my name is Andrew N. Price, also known as Altered Zego, and this is my chicken farm. Or at least it will be my chicken farm once I kind of get all the kinks worked out. Alright, so what makes this different and what is all this crap? Alright, well, kind of to give a basic description, this is a wood-burning chicken farm. It does use wood as a consumable. Not actually to cook the chicken, though, oddly enough. But it's kind of a neat little twist on the whole thing. So we have to, before we can cook our chickens, we need to load in wood here. Once it's all loaded and ready to go, you see there, we get the light on telling us we're good to go. And now we need to put some chickens into the system. Now this is not a finalized containment area. I'm probably going to do the standard thing of, signs underneath a layer of water with another layer for carrying away eggs. I wasn't having issues with that part of the system when I was trying to use the traditional designs. So just for testing purposes, we're just going to be using this. So there we go. We have 8 chickens in the system. And they're just sitting there ready to go. And so we will hit the start button. Now, as you'd imagine with anything like this, we do have a deactivation switch built into here that automatically deactivates additional inputs. You can see the chickens dropping down now into our lovely little holding area. And you can hear and see our nice little mechanism loading the system full of wood. Now, how the wood works. Now, it's using something that Etho's covered with his firecrackers, where we're using wood to spread fire to netherrack. And it's in an L shape, and as you can see here, it's already consumed 1 piece of wood, and it's going to spread across 3 pieces of netherrack. And the idea is we're actually primarily using this as a timing mechanism. And what's going to happen is it gives us plenty of time for the chickens to get into position. Sometimes this can be a pain, but with this we have more than enough time for them to make their way down there. And as you can see here, this piece of wood connects this circuit, which actually controls all of this stuff here, which is all on the outside edge here is for controlling the actual cooker. And what's going to happen here is we're going to... Yeah, that's... Right. Good. Okay. I was like, did I change something? Why was there just a piece of redstone there? Always worries me when I see that. Anyways. So, we're just waiting for the fire to spread. But basically, everything on the left-hand side here is for controlling the actual device on here. And how it's going to work is these are double pistons are going to extend out. This front wall, which you can see the back of that piston, is going to shoot back in. It's going to push it forward. There's going to be water coming from behind that piston there. But that's not actually what douses the fire. What douses the fire is this right here. This piston flaps real quickly, extinguishes the fire, but it gives it enough time to cook the chickens. So what we don't end up with are a whole bunch of chickens, the meat from a whole bunch of chickens dying to fire, being consumed by the fire, I should say. So, all this up here is actually just the loading mechanism. This ended up being a lot more complicated than I thought it would be to build. And you can see here, it just bridges a connection here and it'll load it up. And the reason we couldn't just do this directly, because you can see we have a stack of pistons here and then it has to slide it all into place. The reason we couldn't load it directly into the mechanism is because of the fact that, well, it would, while the other pieces of wood were on fire, it would catch on fire. So that was a no-go. So it has to be kind of away, and you can see here we have a lot of pistons that are timed so that they move everything into place and, get in the proper position for being burned. So here we can see this last piece of wood is still waiting to be burned. It takes about, I want to say about 2 minutes for it to go all the way through, but we are all the way over to our third piece of netherrack, and we're just going to wait for that to go through. And when it does, you'll hear this signal will break, and then everything will kick into gear to cook these chickens for us. This is probably not the best way to do this. I think you could probably time it with redstone. This was just something I kind of liked, that it was, you know, you're actually using wood to cook them, even if it isn't generating the fire. I just thought it was kind of a nice twist on the whole thing, and I don't know, I just wanted to try it. And especially since I've been having so many issues with the other type of, normal type of cooking mechanism, I was like, alright, we'll try something different. Oh good, our last piece of wood is on fire. Now one thing, when I redo this, I'm actually doing this design as for my multiplayer server. And when I redo this, I'm going to put the water somewhere different. Don't know how I'm going to change it up, but I don't like where it is now, because sometimes that middle piece of wood does not burn before this top one does, and so it causes issues, because then the water floods out and it washes out all this. This is why it's surrounded by stone, in fact, is because I got tired of rebuilding it. But this time it worked out pretty good. And let's see how many pieces of chicken we got. 2, 3. So let's see, how many do I have? Okay, I don't have any cooked chicken on me right now. And we got 8. So 100% efficient that time. Usually it is on smaller numbers. When you do have inconsistencies with the system, it's actually not the everything getting burned. It's actually the chickens get stuck behind the pistons, which I don't quite know what I can do unless I go double wide or something like that. But now the system is set and ready to go again. Everything has reset. You can see here our fire is protected by this block that slides over, and so we never have to relight the fire. It's just going to keep on burning, you know, because we didn't start the fire. Then we can see that our little safeguard has reset. It resets when it fans out the flame, so basically you can't screw up the system. And, you know, if we're ready to cook more chickens, we can just press the button and it'll automatically go through. In fact, here I'll show you this mechanism a little bit better. It's just double pistons pushing it down. The only issue was getting the timing right. But as you can see, everything works. It's resettable, and as long as we don't have any issues with this particular block right here burning out before the one in the middle, it seems to be really give you better results than the more traditional approach. Obviously, with all of this stuff, it is a royal pain to build. I don't know if I'm going to do a tutorial on it later or not, because this stuff would be a royal pain to try to simplify. Because everything here, this is all of these are 8 repeaters on full, and it just loops back and forth. Plus, I think there are probably people that have done loading mechanisms before. But, you know, it's a work in progress. It's not completely foolproof. Like, I guess for anti-griefing purposes, if people wanted to, they could just put non-flammable objects into the loader. There's no way of checking for that, really. But for the most part, I'm really happy with it. I don't think anyone else has done this before, so I was really kind of proud and happy to come up with something new. And so that's why I wanted to share it. So once again, this is Andrew and Price. I hope you've liked my video. I don't know if you'll want to take on this kind of monstrosity yourself, but if you do, I may do a tutorial on at least the cooker portion of it. and then I can let you guys figure out how to do the loader if you want, because that's going to kind of be dependent on your, how things are laid out on your server or on your single player world. But I may, eventually host the world file in case you want to take a look at some of the specifics. Again, this is a work in progress, so it's not 100% perfect, but I'm pretty happy with it. Let's see if it goes again this time. If not, thankfully it won't flood out everything. You don't know how many times I've had to replace redstone because of this stupid bug. I think putting these blocks in place right here helps because it reduces airflow. I don't know quite how it calculates that, but it seems to make a difference. Like, since I've done this, I haven't had it mess up on me, but we'll just see. Oh, yep. It seems to be good now. So, yeah, it seems like I've got everything worked out with this system. Well, anyways, this is Andrew and Price again. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was interesting. And, feel free to comment or like the video if you want to see more of this kind of stuff. I've just kind of been on a Minecraft binge recently. And, so, I want to kind of share some of the stuff I've been working on. Anyways, see you guys later. Bye.